tomatoes and bacon with a stuffed crust. That's the Pizza Hut favorite kind of crust. And so yeah, it's really good. And of course, we'll be dipping it in sauce. I say of course, like you know my eating habits. All right, we're back to the CDs. That's right. Can you believe I'm starting perfect pitch now? Well, we are. Okay, and yeah, gonna eat and listen to the CDs. I remember how to do it now. I'm just gonna use the remote. Oh, it went to the CD. Let's see where we left off. So we're re-listening to the CDs. Oh, and I need to pull up the chat. Okay. It works, but not works. And, oops. Not that one. Let me pull up the chat. Okay. Oh, let me switch accounts here. Okay, good. And let me pull up the master chat. And then see where we left off yesterday. Well, not yesterday, the day before, which was at 1537. Track 2. Okay. Alright, so it's on track 2. And we know we can fast forward a little bit. Okay. Play this. And sorry about the noise.
Billion vibrations a second at the red end, all the way up to those faster moving light waves, the blue ones and the violet ones, especially the violet.
Okay, I'm going to turn this down for a second, just while I fast forward it to its part. Because we got to fast forward all the way to 15 something. What was it? 1537. Yep. Okay, come on. There it goes. Good, the stream is still going well. Getting the remote was the right decision. Because there was some other ones that we could have gotten. And then I was like, but this one has a remote. And I thought it weird, like, but Justin was like, I mean, the remote's a pretty good feature. And yeah, it's always good when you're like, alright, I made the right decision in my purchasing of products. I've been working today. Like in the office working. That's why I'm all, oh no. I had to start all the way over. I mean, I really don't mind listening to it again, I guess, but you know I can fast forward, so I'm gonna fast forward a bit. At least to 15 minutes. And then get back into it. In the meantime, you can comment and say hi, or also read the description. It's got a lot of good information about there. What are we doing this weekend? What is this weekend? The latest karaoke live, which Justin was on. And yeah. Oh, I'll also be on the radio tomorrow. I forgot to put that in the description. But I'll be talking about Tik Tok. Updating everyone on what's happening with that. Go ahead and read the description. If you're on Facebook or if you're on YouTube, you know, that'll below the video. You click the button there. Okay. Let's pay attention. Almost there. should probably start saying that sooner. Oh, also, if you're on Facebook, come on over to YouTube, youtube.com/BOTSY. So if I ever stop streaming to Facebook, you'll still be in the know. Okay, here we go.
F sharp minor, whatever it is. It gives you the actual color patterns of the tones. Now, relative pitch is a changing level of awareness. The relationships change. Relationships change in music because music flows in the change of relationship. This is how music progresses. Whereas perfect pitch, absolute pitch is the technical term, absolute means non-changing. The color sounds do not change. The A always sounds like A. It always has the color of the A. The B always has the color of the B. So whenever we're playing along, whenever we hit the A, whenever we hit that A there, it always has the same sound. It never changes. The C sharp never changes. G never changes. They're absolute. They remain constant. Whereas the relationships between tones are constantly changing. So these are the two levels of hearing, the two basic levels of hearing, the surface level with relative pitch and the deeper level, the color hearing perception. If someone has perfect pitch, it doesn't necessarily mean they have relative pitch, and if someone has relative pitch, it doesn't necessarily mean they have perfect pitch. If we're missing one of these, then we're missing a very large aspect of musical awareness. So we have to make sure that they're both cultured in there very firmly. The ear will be 4 times as powerful with both of these together as with either one separately. So now I think we have a basic idea of what perfect pitch is and what perfect pitch is not. So I'd like to go into the different levels of perfect pitch, because perfect pitch is not just one thing. There are many different degrees of the ability. Let's find out more about what this ability is. Level number 1 is called color awareness. That's a basic feeling of the color of all the tones. Have you ever had the experience of taking a piece of music, and let's say it's in the key of D, and then you transpose it up to the key of E flat? And have you ever noticed that when you transposed it, you can't quite put your finger on what it is, but something has changed. It just sounds a little softer or something when it's in the key of E flat. How many of you have noticed something like that? I've heard jazz people tell me they take a Duke Ellington piece and they transpose it. It's no longer Duke Ellington, they say. It just doesn't sound the same. Or I've had people tell me they take a hymn and then they transpose it, and it's no longer the same hymn anymore. It's just not what they're used to hearing. The thing is, every key has its own color pattern, its own color sound. F major has one sound because of F, A, C. F sharp major has completely different notes. F sharp, A sharp, C sharp. So if we change key, the sound of the piece does change. And if you have noticed anything like this, then this is color awareness. This is the basic ability of perfect pitch in its infant stage. It's very much like a child when he's first learning his visual colors. Maybe at first, he's got color awareness. He does see the colors, but he confuses the colors. He might look at red and say orange because he hasn't yet matured enough to be able to tell the two apart. But he's got color awareness. Later on, though, he learns to discriminate. That's yellow, that's orange, and that's red. And that becomes color discrimination. And that's our level number 2, the ability to discriminate between these colors. So that if I play this, you can tell it's A. Or if I play this, you can tell it's G major. Now this is true perfect pitch, this level number 2. You can discriminate among all 12 chromatic pitch colors. The word chromatic means colored. The chromatic scale here, the colored scale. Everyone has its own different color sound. And what do these color sounds sound like? This is the big question now. I'm sure you're all asking, you're all waiting to find out what these sounds are all about here. I'm going to tell you the secret behind developing perfect pitch now. And it is so ridiculously simple that when I tell it to you, Many of you are going to say, oh, come on. Is that all there is to it? Well, the thing is, perfect pitch is just one of the natural abilities of the ear. So it's got to be naturally simple and easy. It's nothing complicated. It's a part of our own perception. And it's just this. Here I have a tone. And here I have another tone. Now, what do you hear that's different about these tones? Well, obviously, one is higher and one is lower. That's what everybody hears. That's relative pitch, hearing that one is higher and one is lower. That's how they relate to each other. But can we hear anything else that's different about these two tones? Well, this top tone, this F sharp, has a kind of a twangy feeling to it. Whereas this E flat, this bottom tone, has a softer, more mellow sound to it. Top one, vibrant, twangy. And the lower one, the E flat, sounds softer and more mellow. These are the pitch colors of these two tones. And if you listen very carefully, you will be able to hear this. Let's listen again to this F sharp here. It has a vibrant kind of a sound to it. It kind of goes like this. Where, like that. And the E flat kind of goes wah, 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 like that. It's a different quality of sound. Now at first, you will hear these sounds probably only on your own live instrument. Don't think you're going to hear it necessarily even on this tape. And don't think you're going to hear it on other instruments, but on your own instrument, on your guitar if you're a guitarist, or on the piano if you're a pianist, whatever your instrument is. Piano, I think, is also a lot easier to hear for many people because it's a very common instrument. I think guitar is pretty easy too. But your own instrument is going to be the best. Every single tone in the chromatic scale has its own color sound. We hear that the pitch is rising. At the same time, every one of these has its own quality to it, which is its own sound color. The F sharp is vibrant, where, like that, and the E flat is wah, wah, wah. The A flat is also a kind of a soft one, but it's a different kind of mellowness than the E flat. These are the absolute pitch colors, and this is what perfect pitch is all about. It's not a matter of figuring out how high or low the note is. Some people think that if you have perfect pitch and you play this note, you kind of just register how high is it. Well, it's an A. No, this isn't it at all. The A has a certain sound to it. It's not really twangy and it's not really mellow. It's very difficult to describe. It's a certain quality. It's like describing visual colors. Red is a vibrant visual color. Blue is a more sedate color. Well, what's green? Well, how do you describe green? It's very difficult. It's kind of growy. I don't know. It's alive or something. And yellow is different. It's the same with sound. What I'd like you to do is go to your own instrument right now and have a listen. Hear for yourself that these color sounds do exist. And remember, for the instrumentalists, we have to use concert pitches of these tones. If you are a trumpet player and it's a B-flat trumpet, then the tones you're going to be listening for are G sharp and F on your trumpet. The G sharp is going to be the twangy one. It doesn't make any difference what we call these tones. What makes a difference is its absolute pitch. So we'll break now, and when you've had a listen, we'll continue with our master class.
As a reminder, David Lucas suggests that you now take a break and continue fresh tomorrow.
Continue fresh tomorrow. How rude. Now, last time when I finished one tape, I went on to listen to relative pitch, but I'm not going to do that this time because I think it threw me off. Rather, I'm going to stick with one thing, stick with perfect pitch, and not confuse myself. So, go to their own instrument and see if you could hear it. But we might start this over. So once again, it showed something that I was doing wrong, right? That it's going to be much better on the live instrument than tape recording it and doing the pitches on these on the note cards and stuff. Well, I guess, you know, it just is not it when you're a beginner. So you gotta really discern between what it is when you're a beginner, which is why it could also be harder for people at home to hear the tape recording of a tape recording. You know, so I'm gonna go back to the first CD first. Listen to that one again just while I eat my pizza. I've already taken notes on the. Thank you, Alan. I'm actually gonna have a call coming up on this phone. I forgot about that. So it might actually interrupt the stream. So you know what? We're gonna come back. Yeah, I forgot about that. I thought I was doing it at the perfect time, but I'm gonna be having a very important call, and then another call after that that's gonna interrupt this. So yeah, I thought I was doing it at a great time, but I'm gonna have to interrupt this and come back. We have to come back later tonight. It won't be till late tonight because I got some other things I gotta do. And so we've been live. Oh, I didn't even start the clock, but we know that we started here at like 15 minutes, so it hasn't been long at all. So yeah, I will be back. This is a call, very important, everyday call that I've got to take. That is now moved to 7:30, and then there's a call at 8 p.m. every night. And so I got to take those two calls, and I need my phone for that. And but yeah, so I'll be more conscious of that in the future. These changes kind of like just happened and started regularly happening, so I'll be back. We'll be back later tonight to, you know, pick up the rest of Perfect Pitch. I guess this is just an intro to it. I am so sorry. I thought that I was going to be able to stream right now and that it would be fine. But yeah, just a learning curve. I will see you guys soon again tonight. But thank you so much for joining me on my Perfect Pitch journey. And I will see you later tonight with more.